They told us the Great Erase wiped out everything. 1,000 years of human history, gone in a single digital flash. We were left with nothing but the ruins of a world we didn't understand. But they were wrong. My name is Elara, and underneath the ashes of Sector 4, I found the last remaining vault. Not of weapons, but of paper. Millions of them. Books. Real, physical books. The air down here felt different, heavy with secrets. Each spine held a truth that our leaders had tried to burn. I wasn't looking for a story. I was looking for survival. But one book called out to me. It wasn't covered in dust like the others. It was humming. I turned the cover, expecting ink. Instead, I got a memory, a projection of a life from the day the world supposedly ended. The projection was of a man. Older, terrified. He wasn't speaking to me, but to anyone who might survive the fallout. He said the Great Erase wasn't an asteroid. It wasn't a war. It was a lockdown. Everything the High Council taught us was a lie. We weren't the survivors of a broken world. We were the prisoners of a stolen one. The man showed a memory of our city before the ash. Beautiful, thriving. And then, the sky simply closed. A massive energy grid shutting us in, while the elites escaped above the clouds. He was about to show me how to break the grid, how to open the sky. But the memory began to destabilize. The pages were burning out. Then the book snapped shut, pitch black. The silence of the vault rushed back in, until I heard the footsteps. Heavy, metallic. I wasn't the only one looking for the truth. The Council's enforcers weren't supposed to know about this vault, but this wasn't a standard patrol drone. It was an exterminator, a relic from the old world built for one purpose: erasing anomalies. And right now, I was the anomaly. I ducked into the restricted archives, my heart hammering against my ribs. If its thermal optics locked onto my biometric signature, my entire sector on the surface would be purged. I had to mask my heat. The old world left behind more than just paper down here. The glowing flora fed on the library's decaying sub-level generators. They were conduits of pure kinetic energy. I just needed a spark. The chain reaction was deafening. It overloaded the drone's sensors, buying me exactly 4 seconds to reach the emergency blast door at the back of the vault. I forced the rusted door shut just as the corridor collapsed behind me. I thought I was heading back up to the ash. But the tunnel didn't lead to the surface. It led deeper, to a machine that hadn't moved in a millennium. The station was untouched by the ash, perfectly preserved in the dark. The train looked like a silver bullet, waiting 1,000 years for passengers that would never arrive. The doors hissed open. Inside, it was a time capsule of panic. Luggage, coats, old tech. It looked like everyone just dropped what they were holding and vanished into thin air. I made my way to the front cabin. There were no steering controls, no ignition. Just a sleek dashboard with a glowing rectangular indentation in the center, the exact size of the book. The second the leather locked into the metal, the entire carriage shuddered. The dead screens flickered to life, bypassing the city's dead grid and projecting a single, glowing red destination: the spire. Behind me, I could hear the blast doors groaning. The exterminator was cutting through. But as the magnetic engines roared, I wasn't just escaping. I was heading to the source of the lockdown. For the first time in my life, I was moving faster than a dead sprint. The train was a ghost ship tearing through the dark. I sat with the glowing book, waiting to hit the ash of the surface. But the darkness didn't last. The tunnel walls fell away, and the train burst out into the open. I braced myself for the gray wasteland of Sector 4. But what I saw was impossible.